Hey everybody, welcome back in again here in the shop. Steve with Swamp Bottom Baits. We're going to do a little hand pouring today, something I ain't done in a bit. And I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try and do some painting with dotting paints on the inside of the mold. We're going to do a skin pour and then do some painting on the inside. So a little housekeeping real quick. If you're interested in looking at anything that we have to offer, baits are available at the tackle box link on our about page. You can find t-shirts, hats, mugs, stuff like that, and the Swamp Swag link. And if you need any graphics done, look into Neptune Multimedia. There's a link there for him. Buddy of mine does great work. So let's get into this and see what we can come up with. Be right back. Alright, so this here is our Angling AI 4-inch swim bait. And we got some DOP swim bait blend. I'm going to put it in there and dump it back out. Just want to put a skin in it. So that is it. That's all we're wanting to do. So I'm going to go ahead up and do up the rest of them, and we'll bring you all back in a minute. Alright, so something I did off camera that I didn't show you guys. I took my thumb and went across the top right here. Took all the flashing off there. Then I also took my heat gun and went across it with my heat gun to smooth it out. Give me a smooth surface because there was a ridge in there. So what we're going to try and do is, this is some red dotting paint by Lure Works. So, and I'm looking at painting this gill right here. So let's see how this works out. Try and just stay on the gill itself. Trying to keep this on camera for y'all. I ain't never tried nothing like this before, so now I do use the black dotting paint to dot the eyes. So that's what we're looking at right there. To dot the eyes on my shrimp, but that's easy because that's just putting a dot on there, which I'm going to do that same thing with these when I do my other shad patterns. I usually will pour the dot, but because of the way I'm doing this with the skin pour or capsuling, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to dot the shad dot or kill dot on it. So I've got a Q-tip here, and that's how I'm going to do that. And trying to do this around the camera is not the easiest thing in the world. So what do y'all think about that? get a paper towel here to wipe my paintbrush off. I don't like leaving this dotting paint on the paintbrush at all. So I've got the other 8 halves to do. Let's go ahead. That's our black dotting paint. Let's go ahead and do our kill dot, shad dot, whatever you want to call it. It might be a little bit large, but and they're not exact circles, which is good. So that's what we're looking at there. So we'll get the rest of these other halves done, and then we'll get them together and see what we're going to pour inside them. Alright, we got all the gills in there and all the shad dots, and at the last minute I decided I wanted to put a little bit of color in the head. So you can't really read this. It's from KP Pigments. It's called Black Hole. So we're just going to take and we're going to dust a little of this into the head area. Move this one up here a little bit so you can see it. Really couldn't see that one. So I dip it in there, tap it off, and then just dab it in. You see there? Depends on what way you look at it. I'll blow out the excess. So it'd just be the head itself. So I'll get the rest of those done, but then we're just going to take and put the hook slot in there. Close our mold up. And then we will pour it. So I'll bring you back when we're over on the heating plate and ready to pour. Alright, for our colors here, what we're going to do, we're going to get them mixed up first and ready to go. So another half a cup of Dead On Swimbait jerkbait blend. I can't remember where I got this. This is what we're going to use for our belly. This is Mother of Pearl. I'm going to use just, this is an 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'm not even using quite half of it. And then I'm going to also, let me wipe this out real quick. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of Diamond Blue from Lure Works. And about 1/4 of this 1/8 teaspoon. And as usual, powder's going to take quite a bit to get mixed in. So we'll have to go through the vacuum chamber again. And you can see that it's, you know, got a little bit of the mother of pearl with the blue in it, but it's still quite thin. So that's what I'm wanting for the belly. And for the back, we are going to go with that same black hole that we used on the head. In about half of the 1/8, so it's like a 1/16. So both of them have that bit of a blue in it. This is going to give you a real light smoke. So I've already got the molds over on the hot plate warming up. They're on about 200. So I'm going to go ahead and get these heated back up through the vacuum chamber, and then we'll get over there and do some pouring. Alright, so here's our belly color. And this is probably, I think it's right around 330. We've turned our mold up, or our hot plate I should say, up to 275. So it's heating up while we're pouring. You know, it's bringing it up to temp we want while we're pouring. We don't have any flake in it, so we don't have to worry about flake suspension. Well, that blue that's in here, that diamond blue, but it'll be fine. So I'm going to turn it up to about 300. And I've got my back color getting ready to come out of the vacuum chamber right now. I'm going to put it in the mic just for about 10 seconds or so to bring some temperature back up on it. Alright, so we got our back right here. And it looks like that powder from the nose is starting to bleed into that belly color. So that should give us a decent transition. And the reason I put that powder in the nose is because I wanted the head all one color, not split between the back and the belly color. Yeah, it looks like I might need a few more drops in that one. I said I ain't never tried this before, so you're seeing the first time. Experiment with it. I can feel the heat coming off that hot plate onto my hand. Of course, I'm not wearing gloves, and you probably should. One more. All right. So there we go with that. And I do a water test. Got a bottle here with some water, 1 drop. It boils off immediately. So not quite up to temperature yet. You see it's boiling off, but it's not boiling off immediately. So I'm going to turn the temp on the hot plate up just a little bit. And of course these griddles aren't you know, a nice even heating. So we need just a little bit more. Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and bring these up to temp, and then we'll bring it back once they cool down for the demold. Alright, welcome back everybody. Went inside, got myself something to eat. It's been a couple hours. They're cooled down, they're just barely got any heat to them now. So let's go ahead and pop them open and see what we got. So, go. Bloody gill shad. Something a little bit different. Looks like that one's got something in the tail of it. It's alright. Whatever it is, I'll still fish it. We're going to leave one of them in the mold when we put the eyes on it. Let's see what kind of eyes you want to put on it. See, I got some red, some green, silver, blue, gold. There's some just solid jet black. These came as a sample, if I can get them out of there. Those came as a sample. I'm really kind of holding on to those. I haven't found anything that I really want to use those on yet. And these here came as a sample. So I don't want to go with just solid black. Let's go with one of these green sets here. Now I don't have any glue right at the moment. I've got to go out and get some. So I'm just going to set one of these eyes on there. And these eyes came from Amazon. So I'm just going to set it there. I'll have to pull it back off and glue it in. But there we go. I'm happy with that. Something a little bit different. I hope you all enjoyed it. Appreciate any likes, shares, any new subs would be great. Y'all have a good day and peace.